RCX programming. So RCX is a controller used in Lego robotics kit. Okay, it is used to provide training for school children. So the controller used in this kit is RCX, and programming this controller is called RCX programming. Okay, programming the RCX is similar to drawing a flow chart. So in previous session we discussed about flow chart. So in flow chart we use different symbols like a rectangle and other shapes. Okay, and each will convey a particular meaning. For example, if there is a rectangular block, okay, that will represent process. Okay, if there is this type of symbol that represents decision. Okay, so like that there are different symbols to convey a different meaning. Okay, that we discussed in flowchart programming. So now consider a robot in Lego robotics kit. Okay, this is a robot which is mobile robot. Okay, mobile robot means so it will move. It is not like fixed robot, which is like robotic arm used for material handling. So that will not, only the robotic arm will move, whereas it will be in a fixed location. Okay, mobile robot means so they will move on the floor or in any terrain. Okay, so in case of mobile robots, so you have to control the movement. That means you have to regulate motors. Okay, you have to control the motors, and also you should use sensors to recognize any obstructions. Okay, so if there is any obstruction, so the robot must be able to recognize that, and it should stop, or it should send a signal. Okay, so to a person who is operating it. So like that, programs are written for mobile robots. So this is one such application. It is a mobile robot and it consists of two motors. Okay, and you can control the direction of the motor, and you can control the speed at which the robot will move. Okay, so it can move at high speed and low speed. Usually when it is moving in forward direction. Okay, so high power will be given. That means robot will move at greater speed. When it is moving in reverse direction, the speed will be reduced. So in that case, so we are going to supply low power. Okay. So now consider a simple program that is named as test program. On AC means, so AC means here it is not air conditioning system. AC means A is one motor, C is one motor. Okay, so A and C are the names of motors. Okay, motor A and motor C. On AC means on motor A and C. That is the first step in the program. Next, there is a loop, a repeat until loop. Okay, so here from here onwards, so a loop will start and that will end at this. Okay, so here, so after repeat there is a decision. So it is related to a light sensor. Okay, so a robot should move in a path where there is light. That is the condition. Okay, when you switch on the motor A and C, the robot will move. Okay, so then if there is light, if the sensor is able to detect light, presence of light, next, so the robot is supplied with high power and direction will be set. So this upward direction. Okay, so if there is a symbol like this, okay, this represents forward direction. V like symbol, this represents a reverse direction. Okay, now here you can see set direction. So here it is like this symbol. That means both motor A and motor C will rotate in a direction that will result in forward movement of a robot. Okay, so here when the robot or the sensor in the robot recognize light, detect light, then it will result in increasing the power supply to the motor. Then direction will be set as forward direction. Okay, So the robot will start moving, okay, until it touch an obstacle. Okay, when it encounters an obstacle, the robot will stop. Okay, till it reaches an obstacle, it will move. Okay, once it touches the obstacle, so then off AC means both motor A and C are off. That means power to motor A and C will be interrupted. Okay, next, end program. So here it is a program written to drive a motor until it will encounter an obstacle. Okay, if an obstacle is in front of the robot, the program will end. Okay, once again you will take the robot manually to the desired location. Once again you should start. Okay, so here instead of if you don't get the signal from the sensor, if light sensor don't get the light signal, okay, then so there will be a subroutine. That subroutine will be executed. If it is in case of no, subroutine will be executed. In that subroutine, so there may be a few more steps. Okay, so to find the location where the sensor can find the light. Okay, it can move in different directions. Okay, it can take turn to a particular angle. So like that, there may be a few more steps. Okay, so if in case of no, subroutine will be executed, and then again while finding the light, when the robot move in search of this light, once again if it get an obstacle, once again you are going to stop the motor. The reason why you are stopping the motor whenever you are getting obstacle is, so in order to avoid damage to the motor, damage to the robot, okay, you are stopping it. So like that it is programmed. Same thing. So in terms of a plain flow chart, okay, so RCX program in flow chart style. So your name of the program is test program. On AC means, so switch on motors A and C. So then there will be a loop. That loop is called as repeat until. So here there will be a decision. There will be a light sensor. Okay, if light sensor detects light, then I power will be supplied to motors, and direction will be set as forward. Robot will move in forward direction. If sensor is not able to detect light, then a subprogram will be executed in order to find the path in which there is light. Okay, next, so when the robot touches an obstacle or encounters an obstacle, so motors will be switched off. So that means robot will stop at that particular location. Okay, that is the end of the program. Same thing. So you can go through these points. Okay, whatever I have explained. So that is summarized in these points. Okay, next. So if you want to explore the Lego kit and okay, so toys like robots, so you can go through this website. Okay, there are videos and there are kits available. Okay, and it is a business opportunity also. Okay, there are very small firms. Okay, they are supplying these Lego kits or toys like kits to schools. Okay, and they are giving demo. Okay, so there are a few companies, okay, which are working on this type of kits. Okay. Next, simple time sequence. So here you can do programming based on timing. So that means by using timers, so you can delay a particular action. Okay, you can stop the robot, and once again you can start. Okay, so by applying two things, that is, one is delay using timer, another thing is by changing the direction. Okay, you are able to achieve set of movements. Okay, so that can be programmed in simple time sequence method. Okay, this program consists of a sequence of timed actions. That means after few seconds this should happen, after few seconds this should happen. So like that you are writing the program. Okay, so after 1 second it should wait, for 5 seconds it should move, for 3 seconds the motor A should be in on condition. Okay, like that you can give conditions. They are dependent on time. Okay, so if it is a motor, okay, for how many seconds motor should be in on condition, for how many seconds, okay, so it should be in off condition. So like that you can do programming. So one example is dance program. So dance program means, so here the movement of the robot is controlled in such a manner that it will look like the robot is performing some dance. Okay, so that's why it is called as dance program. Dance program is controlling two motors named A and C. So they can be set to move forward. So as we discussed earlier, so this is the symbol used to represent movement in forward direction. V is the symbol used to represent movement in backward direction. So now consider a dance program. Okay, so name of the program is dance. So here also there will be a repeat until loop. Okay, first set direction of motor A and C. So this symbol represents set direction of motor A in forward direction. Again, motor C also in forward direction. Next, on motor A and C. On AC means on motor A and C. Next, wait for 0.5 seconds means, so here for 0.5 seconds, both A and C are switched on and they are set in forward direction. That means robot will move in forward direction for 0.5 seconds. Next, after 0.5 seconds, set direction of both A and C in backward direction and wait for 1 second. That means, so after moving the robot in forward direction for 0.5 seconds, next, so you are giving a instruction that, so the robot should move in backward, that is reverse direction for 1 second. Okay, next, now in next instruction you are changing the direction. So from back to forward, backward to forward. So here set direction forward and wait for 1 second means now robot will move in forward direction for 1 second. Next again you are changing the direction. So it will move in backward direction for 0.5 seconds. Okay. So that's why it is called as dance program. Forward, backward, forward, reverse. Okay, like that. So it is moving. Next, so now we are changing the direction such that motor A, so it is in forward direction, whereas C is in reverse direction. So that means, so one drive will take the robot in forward direction, another drive will take the robot in reverse direction. It may result in turning. Okay, since one is in forward, another is in backward direction, so it will result in turning movement. Okay. Next, wait for 0.5 seconds. So next, after that, again you are changing direction. So now you are rotating motor A in reverse direction and motor C is in forward direction. Okay. Next, you are allowing it to move in this direction for 1 second. Okay. Next, once again you are changing the direction and you are allowing the robot to move in that direction. So like that, so the program will continue. Okay. Finally, you will switch off motor A and C. That means the robot will stop. Okay. And then after that, once again you can repeat the same program. Okay. So this is how you can program a robot. Okay. So using time sequence. Okay. Next, so there is one more approach, obstacle avoidance. So that means, so when the robot move for a particular duration or for a given distance, okay, it can encounter obstacles. Okay, so you can program for that. So when it encounters an obstacle, it may stop and it may give a signal in terms of sound. Okay. there may be a beep sound or an alarm. Okay, so like that you can do programming, and you can also do program. Okay, so when there is an obstacle, so you can change the direction of movement of the robot. Okay, when the robot encounters an obstacle, an object, okay, instead of moving forward, it can come backward. Okay, it can stop, it can take right or left turn, or it can come in reverse direction. Like that you can do programming. Okay, so that we can discuss in this obstacle avoidance. One of the simplest feedback based program is the basic bumper car program. In the previous case, okay, so you were not using any feedback. Okay, so you are allowing the robot to move in a particular direction for particular time duration, whereas you are not taking any feedback. Okay, it depends. For 1 second, it may move for 5 centimeter or 2 centimeter, 1 centimeter, depending on the circumstances, depending on the weight of the robot. Okay, depending on the terrain, whether the surface is plain surface or if it is having some. Okay, so if the surface is not plain, so the distance moved may be less. Okay, if the weight of the robot is more, so then also the movement of the robot that you can achieve in 1 or 2 seconds may be less. Okay, it depends on various things. So it is better to take feedback. Okay, if you want to drive the robot for a desired distance. Okay, so you have to take feedback, so that you can achieve it by using sensors. Okay, in case of obstacle avoidance, so we make use of feedback. So one of the simplest feedback based programs is the basic bumper car program. Okay, so it is like if you want to develop a driverless car. Okay, so you need to make use of a lot of sensors. Okay, so to detect obstacles in the road. Okay, so this bumper car program is also for a similar application. Okay, where the bumper that you are going to keep in the car. Okay, so if it touches an obstacle, an object, okay, so immediately you will program to stop the car. Okay, and it will move in reverse direction. Okay, like that you can do program. This program assumes that differential drive robot has 2 bumpers and sensors on it. Differential drive robot means, so here you are using separate drives. Okay, so you are using 2 drives, so that for 2 motors. Okay, so that is the differential drive robot. It consists of 2 separate drive mechanisms. This program assumes that differential drive robot has 2 bumpers and sensor to detect an obstacle. Bumpers, so in order to avoid damage to the robot, or in case of car, in order to avoid damage to the actual body of the car, you are using bumpers. This program drives the robot forward until it hits something. Okay, so this is the start of the program. Okay, the name of the program is bumper car. Set this is first 4 blocks. Okay, so they are related to initialization. So set power I to 4 volts. Okay, and set power low 2 volts. Set time backup 1 second. Set time stop 0.3. Okay, this is initialization. Here you are providing some input values. Okay, so you are setting the power I power means it is 4 volts. So it can be 5 volts, 6 volts, 7 volts, 8 volts. But you are giving some inputs. You are doing initialization. Okay, so that is represented by these 4 blocks. Okay, set power I to 4 volts, power low to 2 volts. Then set time backup. So that means when the robot encounters an obstacle, okay, it will come in reverse direction for 1 second. Okay, then set time stop means, so when it encounters an obstacle, it will stop for 0.3 seconds, then it will move in reverse direction for 1 second. That is the meaning. This is about initialization. Okay, after initialization, so next actual program will start. That is repeat until loop will begin. Okay, here you are setting power I. That means the robot will move at I speed, and you are setting the direction. Okay, that is in forward direction. Then you are switching on the motor A and C. You are starting both drives. Okay, drive A and drive C. Next, this is first part of the program. This is the continuation of the first part. Okay, so now here you have switched both motor A and C. Now the robot is moving in forward direction. Okay, next, so there will be a decision. It will reach a condition where it has to it has two options. Okay, so if pressed 1, that means when it receives a signal from sensor 1, that means sensor 1 is placed on bumper 1 and sensor 3 is placed on bumper another bumper. Okay, so there are two bumpers on the robot, on the right side and on the left side. Okay, when bumper on the right side or left side, when one bumper touch the object, okay, immediately motor A and C will be switched off. Okay, after switching off the motor, there will be a sound, that is beep sound. Then, so wait for time stop. So already during initialization, you have set the time stop, that is 0.3 seconds. Okay, so when the bumper touches an obstacle, motors will be switched off, beep sound, that will result in beep sound. Then it will stop and it will wait for 0.3 seconds. Okay, so this is the initial steps. Okay, after that, set power A, power low. That means initially it was at 4. Now the power will be reduced to 2. That means the speed of the speed of the robot will be reduced. Okay, next, direction. Earlier it was moving in forward direction. Now it will move in reverse direction because in front of a robot there is an obstacle. Okay, it cannot move further. If it move further in forward direction, that will result in damage for the robot. Okay, next, so after setting the direction, so now you are switching, once again you are switching on motor A and C, and the motor will move in reverse direction for 1 second. So time backup, so that is fixed as 1 second. So it will come in reverse direction for 1 second. Okay, suppose instead of getting a signal from bumper 1, that is from sensor 1, so suppose if another bumper is touching the obstacle, again same procedure will be followed. Yeah, once again you will switch off the motors, then beep sound, then wait for a few seconds. Okay, then again the power of drive C is reduced, then you are changing the direction. Okay, then once again you are switching the motors in order to drive the robot in reverse direction. Okay, so like this it will be done. Now, so if you the length of this program is large, okay, so you cannot represent it in a single sheet. So in order to simplify this, what you can do is, so you can group few steps into a subprogram. Okay, so you can consider few common steps and you can consider that as a subprogram, and you can represent that as a subprogram. Instead of representing the details of that, you can group that and you can consider that as a subprogram. So here in this case, so instead of writing the program for this much length, okay, you are able to simplify it by representing few steps as subprograms. Okay, now consider the same program. So bumper car, same program, but these 4 steps, that is initialization steps, are considered as a separate subroutine or subprogram. Initialize. Okay, next repeat. So next, these 3 steps are considered as forward movement of the robot. This is one more subprogram, subroutine. Next, if pressed 1, okay, time stop. So these 3 steps are related to stopping the robot when it encounters an obstacle. Okay, so you are considering this as a subroutine or subprogram. Okay, next, so these three are related to moving the robot in reverse direction. So you are considering that as a subprogram, or you are grouping these three steps and you are making it as a subprogram, that is back left. Okay, similarly here also same steps, they are grouped into subprograms. Okay, so that you are able to represent it in a single sheet. The program will look simple. Okay, so if someone want to evaluate in detail, so they can go into the details of subprogram. Okay, then they will get all this information. Okay, related to this is there in this.